because his stock went from $19 down to 85 cents. Mm-hmm. And that means we got to go, and they got to drag in program directors and janitors to do morning shows.
Save money.
And that's the bottom line. They're doing this to save money. And, I hope it works for you because... well,
let's see. Let's see if it's working for him. This is some audio of Gray and Kluck. These guys replaced us in
Gray and Kluck. Oh.
Hey, I know I have a dopey radio name, but it's a dumb nickname I got when I was 12. These guys actually come up with names like this, thinking it's going to be the next great thing in radio. Gray and Kluck, everyone.
Top of the morning.
What's up?
6:02 Monday. I believe that I had the world's worst night of sleep ever.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think I shut my eyes for more than about 11 and a half minutes at any point during the night. One of those where you look at the clock like, 7 minutes since the last time I looked at it.
Yeah, that sucks.
6 more minutes of my life has gone by. Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun to deal with today.
Yeah.
You just heard the edgiest show on radio, Gray and Kluck. Pew, 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 Gray and Kluck in the mornings.
They actually said the edgiest show on radio. We're going to be abrasive, they said. Yeah. They're going to take it to the edge, man.
And the guy, I didn't sleep for more than 11 minutes. Anthony hasn't slept since February.
Right. Shut it. Tired of it.
I tell you.
My God.
Gray and Kluck. Pew, pew. Bet you they use a lot of lasers in their station promos. Pew, pew, pew. Or the deep voice. Gray and Kluck. You're not going to believe what you hear. Mornings. Want to hear more Gray and Kluck?
Who doesn't?
Patrice? Gray and Kluck? Thumbs up, right?
That's what I'm quiet for. I want to.
All right.
And that's after a weekend in which I had to go see my brother-in-law's new house. That was my crowning achievement.
The edgiest show on radio.
He's seeing his brother's house.
Seeing his brother's house. Pew, pew, pew.
Holy Jesus.
My crowning achievement was spending 4 hours on the road for an hour and a half worth of barbecuing in Howell, Michigan.
Ooh, Howell.
Yeah.
That's the local angle. Okay, I'll give him that. I didn't know where Howell, Michigan is.
I don't want to know where. At least we admit we don't want to know where Howell, Michigan is.
Not one time did we talk about Howell, Michigan, Opie. Therein lies our mistake.
Right. Gray and Kluck, they barbecue on weekends.
They sit in traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, former home to the KKK. It's the thing Howell's known for.
Yeah.
And this station actually broadcasts all the way to Howell, which I was surprised at.
Really?
Yeah, because it's over, just the other side of Ann Arbor.
It always blows my mind how far you can get with 50,000 watts. Like, you can cover, a third of the state.
Mostly what blew my mind was the fact that every time I've talked smack about my brother-in-law, that he might actually be sitting in his driveway going,
No, he's probably not.
The edgiest show on radio. Gay and Suck. Pew, pew, mornings.
He shut the radio off and went in the house. He's not waiting in the driveway for this.
No. It leads to this Grand Rapids, Michigan situation.
Yeah.
We got a Google alert that we're being replaced in Grand Rapids, Michigan by a show called Gray and Kluck. And Gray and Kluck are claiming to be the edgiest show on radio.
Yeah. Wow. I got to hear some of this edginess.
And it's another Fareed/Citadel move. So we figure, all right, what the hell? Let's listen to Gray and Kluck. They must be the brand new Howard Stern. They have to be if they're the edgiest show on radio,
Edgiest show on radio. And I like what they said about, because all these guys bring up the local angle. And that's what it is. Like, they get rid of us and go, yeah, we're going local. And it's like, because people have wanted local radio for Western Michigan.
Yeah.
I sit there and go, for Western Michigan?
Ready?
They want local?
Here's Gray and Kluck.
All right, let's sample some Greg and Kluck.
This is what replaced us. When you get replaced by maybe Sean Hannity or Rush Limbaugh, which has happened in the past, you're like, okay, well-established show, and they're obviously taking a whole different direction with this radio station. They decide to go into, politics.
Right.
And all that.
Yeah.
But to replace us with Gray and Kluck, it just shows you that your company is doomed and you have no effing clue what you're doing.
And one of the guys is the friggin' program director, which makes it disastrous show.
Well, because they're trying to save some bucks.
Of course. So they get the program director to also host the morning show.
And the sad part is they weren't paying us much money.
No.
Not that we're crying poverty, trust me. But when you know what you're making and then they boot you to put the program director on the air and pay him just a little less than they were paying Opie and Anthony, what is wrong with your company?
After 2 hours, 15 minutes of waiting alongside the road to get onto the lake, I finally make it up to the entrance gate of the launch. I'm thinking, okay, well, it's only 10 cars now. I'll be money in like 3 hours. And that's when I remembered that I may have very well moved the keys to my boat up to Grand Rapids with me. So we stop, we get out, go back to the boat, uncover it, flip it inside out. Sure enough, I did move the keys to Grand Rapids.
No, you didn't.
No, stop.
No, you didn't.
This is some of the most edgy, abrasive radio
I've ever heard.
They're taking it to the limit.
Free, lose my effing number. Buddy, I heard you talking about lose my number. I don't need you, and obviously you don't need us.
Enough with
You know
them.
what you're doing with Gray and Kluck mornings, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Not even the common decency to give a call and say what, why, how, who.
I did move the keys to Grand Rapids. I just grabbed all the crap, threw it in a box, moved it up here. I wasn't even thinking.
Well, dude, your friend didn't stab you, so consider yourself lucky.
No, he gave me one of those looks like, dude.
Exactly, Patrice. Just eat. Just eat. Well, in this next track, we got 2 left, guys, and then we're going to move on to other things. Kluck gets edgy and talks about what he did instead of getting on his boat. Because, see, he left his keys, Anthony.
I know he did.
Wow.
He left them in Grand Rapids.
And he wasn't anywhere near Grand Rapids. Wow. Let's find out what he ended up doing.
Yeah, dude, I'll take a barbecue with my brother-in-law and Howell over that any day.
It was the worst. So I did what any self-respecting piece of white trash would do. We went to Dollar General, bought a bunch of kiddie pools, and set them up in the yard. And then
Of your new place or down in Kalamazoo?
my buddy's house down in Kalamazoo. So we got like a couple.
Boy, they are keeping it local, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard more Michigan cities than I've ever heard in what amounts to probably a minute and a half. Oh, are they keeping up? They probably was like, look, our first day, we are going to get out there, and we are going to just mention every goddamn city in Michigan.
Right.
And they're doing it. Program director as morning show host equals suck. Always.
And how about this? There's a bunch of guys that write for radio because we saw it on the Google alert. If a radio show goes, we are the edgiest show on radio, why don't you ask them why they think they're the edgiest show on radio?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Because talking about lost keys and maybe not sleeping at night and barbecues, I don't know, but I don't find that too edgy.
That's filler.
Right.
You're doing a whole show of filler.
My buddy's house down in Kalamazoo. So we got like a couple 30-packs of Natty Light and sat out in the front lawn and kiddie pools, and then we had the slip and slide.
Nice.
Yep. By the way, that didn't happen.
No, of course it didn't.
The guy had no confidence in his lie that he was about to tell because he had a boring weekend, but he knew he had to come up with something.
Got to say something. It's Monday. Jesus. I did nothing.
And this is typical. So then you, as a jock, you talk about your boring weekend, and then, of course, it leads to the bit of the morning, and here it is.
Not very often you can actually disappoint more than 10 of your friends all at once. So that was fun.
Well played.
Yeah.
If you've got a story that can beat that, let me apologize in advance, and you can call us anytime you want. 800-785-1073 is the number locally here in town.
I'm waiting for one of my friends to call and be like, yeah, I was going to go out this boat this weekend, and some jackass forgot his keys. You know how dumb you feel forgetting your keys?
How dumb do you feel? No? I thought that was going to be the next line.
Well, there you go. Enjoy Gray and Kluck.
There you go, Michigan.
They're setting the radio world on fire.
Oh, well, we got to cut some corners. Get me Gray and Kluck. Get me the program director and, I don't know, an intern. Right.
Because we're edgy. We're Gray and Kluck. Gray and Kluck. When we're not doing radio, we are barbecuing.
Live with it. Live with it, Michigan.